Good morning, students. In the previous video, I have discussed about the zeroth law of thermodynamics and some of the basic definitions and the introduction of thermodynamics chapter. Now, in this video, I am going to discuss about the first law of thermodynamics, that is followed by what is heat and work and internal energy of the system. And clearly, I will differentiate these three factors, and I will conclude this with the sign conventions, what I use here. Fine. Let us see one by one in detail. I will share my screen now. So first, let us see the first law of thermodynamics. I'll give the statement. See, the first law of thermodynamics, it is also called as FLOT, first law of thermodynamics. Statement first I will give you. Delta Q is equal to delta U plus delta W. Here, delta Q is heat supplied to the system, whereas delta U is, U stands for internal energy of the system, and W stands for work done. So the relation among these three variables is given by the first law of thermodynamics. Here, consider the situation that a thermodynamic system where a gas container, let's consider, it is consisting of gas and it is able to do some external work because it is closed with a piston here. So if some force is applied on the piston, it is able to move in either directions. Here the gas molecules are there. Consider the situation and assume that some heat is given to this system. Then this gas or thermodynamic system, after absorbing that heat, immediately the velocity of these molecules will increase. Immediately the velocity of all molecules in random directions, the speed of the molecules is increasing. Then whenever velocity increases, kinetic energy will increase, we know. If kinetic energy increases, the internal energy of the system increases. And if you observe, some molecules will collide with the piston walls. So here some force is applied due to the collision of molecules with the walls of the piston. So because of this force, as the velocity of the molecules increases, with the more force they collide with the walls of the piston, then the piston will move. If the piston will move, the displacement of the piston, let us take, it is increasing, and F dot as force into displacement combinedly is work done. That means work done is also increasing. So what we can observe in this phenomenon is, whenever some heat is supplied to the thermodynamic system, then the system which is able to do some work externally, then the heat absorbed by the system, Q, the heat absorbed by the system is equal to sum of its change in internal energy and change in the work done. That means the heat absorbed we are taking as Q, then the change in the internal energy we are taking as U, that plus the work done by the system, that is W. We can write like this: Q is equal to U plus W, or you can also write dQ is equal to du plus dW. All are valid statements. So the first basic definition of the first law of thermodynamics means immediately we have to remember this: delta Q is equal to delta U plus delta W. Here delta Q is nothing but Q, because delta Q is Q final minus Q initial. So the system initially having Qi heat in it, then after supplying the heat Q, initial heat plus supplied heat should be equal to the final heat. That means Q should be equal to final heat minus initial heat, that is Q is delta Q here. So in this way, the total terminology uses in this thermodynamics. Whenever I say delta Q, that is nothing but Q, heat supplied, or delta U means U, change in the internal energy of the system. W, work done by the system. You can indicate with delta U, delta W, or delta Q like this, or you can say directly Q, U, W. Both are same meaning. So we need to find exactly what that means enough. So we can use the terminology as per our convenience. Fine. So this is the first law of thermodynamics. Here, some more point to be observed. Delta Q is equal to delta U plus delta W, we are saying. So what is heat? What is internal energy? What is work done? We need to discuss clearly here. So before that, I will just tell you some limitations of first law of thermodynamics. Then I can explain these three factors in detail. So some limitations of plot. Limitations of plot is, it is unable to explain in which direction heat flows. It means heat flow direction, it cannot explain. Second, under what conditions heat is converted to work done, it is unable to explain. And the third limitation, why total heat is completely not converted into the mechanical energy. So we know that heat is converted into the work done. Under what conditions it is converting, first law of thermodynamics cannot explain, and why total heat is not converting into total mechanical energy is also, it is unable to explain. So these are the limitations of the first law of thermodynamics. Fine, anyhow, here let us discuss in detail the individual parameters here which are used. Internal energy I will discuss first. Internal energy represented with U, it is actually due to molecular motion and molecular configuration. With the two factors it is associated, molecular motion and configuration. Means the total internal energy is sum of its a kinetic energy and potential energy, we can say. So the internal energy due to kinetic energy is molecular motion, it is associated some velocity. Velocity means half m square is kinetic energy. So due to kinetic energy, the internal energy is, we are taking as UK, U suffix K. And due to the configuration of the molecules, we are taking that the potential energy. So internal energy due to potential energies, we are taking as U suffix T. Sum of these two factors we are taking as total internal energy of the system. Here we have to differentiate once again two factors. If the gas is real or ideal. For the real gas, let us see first. If the real gas is there, then kinetic energy, generally the formula we know that is 3/2 RT. In kinetic theory of gases, we have clearly discussed the proofs of these formulas. So anyhow, here kinetic energy is associated with temperature. So in real gas, the internal kinetic energy UK is function of temperature, we can say. And the potential energy, if you see a container, piston here, the intermolecular forces of attraction will be there. There is intermolecular force of attraction. So to increase the volume, that means the piston should be moved upwards. Then volume increases. So to increase this volume, work done should be against the intermolecular forces in this gas. In real gas, what happens means there is existing intermolecular forces. So to overcome these intermolecular forces, extra work done should be applied. That's why to increase the volume, work done increases here due to the intermolecular forces of attraction. Then potential energy is also increasing in this case. So we can say that internal potential energy of the thermodynamic system or real gas is function of volume, we can say. These two factors for real gas. But for ideal gas, there are some assumptions about the gases. Their intermolecular forces is 0. This is one of assumptions in kinetic theory of gases. Intermolecular forces is assumed as 0. If intermolecular forces are assumed as 0, then the potential energy is 0. Then only kinetic energy exists here in ideal gases. So the total internal energy of the system should be because of only kinetic energy, not potential energy. That means total internal energy is nothing but internal kinetic energy in the ideal gas case. And we can say that the internal energy U is a state variable. I have clearly discussed in the first video that what are the state variables and why those are used. So here, why it is a state variable means for a given gas, the thermodynamic system at a particular state under some conditions, pressure, volume, temperature. For a given value of pressure and volume and temperature, the internal energy U is defined uniquely. So the internal energy depends only on the initial and final states of the system, UF minus UI. So it does not depend upon the path, how the system come to the final state. It only depends upon final state of the system and initial state of the system. So that is why it is not a path dependent function. It is a state variable. It depends only upon the initial and final states. That's why it is a state variable. So internal energy is not a path function. It is independent of the path. That we can say for the internal energy of the system. Similarly, heat and work done. Let us discuss about heat and work done here. Heat versus work. The first difference between these two, we can say that heat, it is a mode of energy which is depending upon the temperature differences. Depends on temperature difference. So heat is always transferred from high temperature body to low temperature body. So that heat flow in the direction of high temperature to low temperature. So it depends upon the difference in the temperatures of two systems. Whereas work done, it is also a mode of energy which is independent of temperature difference. And second point, we can say that if you supply heat to a thermodynamic system, whenever some heat is supplied to the system, immediately the random motion of the molecules increases the speed. Speed will increase. The direction of the motion of the molecules is random. So immediately velocity is increasing. It resulting into the molecular motion in random fashion or in a random manner. Heat, which is a mode of energy which is resulting into random motion. Whereas if work is done on this system, assume that some extra force is applied on this piston. We are applying some force externally. So some force is applied like this. Then volume decreases, the piston comes to here. Assume after displacement of dx. Then what happens if you observe the molecules here from this point to this point, molecules are tending to move downwards. As the piston moves in this direction, all the molecules are tending to move in the direction of motion of piston. That means the work done is a mode of energy that is resulting into organized motion, not random motion. The small difference between heat and work we can say in terms of these 2 points, and these two are path functions. Internal energy is not a path function, but heat and work, these two are path functions. They're depending upon the path in which the system states are changing, in which path the path is depending. So the heat and work changes based on the path, so that these are path functions, but not state variables. These are not state variables. If you see heat, first let us see heat. Heat, what happens means, for a given container or thermodynamic system, how much heat to be supplied to increase the temperature by a particular amount, that depending upon actually how much temperature we need to increase. It depends upon change in temperature, and it depends upon number of moles of the gas. So here Q is proportional to N and delta T, you can say, or this proportionality constant C is called specific heat. C is specific heat. So to increase the particular temperature of the system, how much heat is needed, that depends upon the path. Path in the sense, under what conditions we need to increase the temperature, by keeping pressure constant or by keeping volume constant. If pressure constant, how much heat needed, that is given by the formula NCP delta T. If volume constant, then the amount of heat needed is equal to NCV delta T. So these two values are different. So the amount of heat needed is depending upon the path. Under what condition we are performing this action, so that the heat can be taken as a path function. Similarly, work done, if you see, take the same thermodynamic system. It is closed by a piston. Assume because of some force on the piston walls, the piston is moved upwards. So it is displaced by the distance, let us take dx. Then force on the walls, always there will be force on the walls due to the gas. This topic will be clearly discussed. Pressure on the gas, pressure of the gas on the walls, the kinetic theory of gases I have clearly discussed. Anyhow, here if you see, assume that the force applied on the piston, that is F, due to that it is moved by dx. So work done, general formula we know that for work done is force into displacement. Here pressure is equal to force upon area, we know. That means force is equal to pressure multiplied by area. So that work done is equal to pressure multiplied by area. The displacement we are taking as dx. So change in work done is equal to pressure into area into dx. So that this dw we can write it as pressure into area and length multiplication. We can take it as dv, change in volume. So if we integrate both sides, assume pressure is constant here. So that W work done is equal to pressure into volume, change it from V1 to V2, let us take, or initial value to final volume we can take. Initial final I will take for better meaning. So pressure multiplied by final volume minus initial value, we can also take it as delta V, change in volume. So finally work done is defined as pressure multiplied by change in volume. If volume is constant, we can observe here final volume is equal to initial volume. That implies to delta V is equal to 0, work done should be 0. Point to be observed here it is. Volume constant, there is no work done on the system or work done by the system. So this work done we can define like this. And we should observe the sign convention we are using in this chapter. So we have three factors clearly discussed here with including the expressions required. So based on that, I will explain the sign convention why they are taking like this. Let us see the sign convention, very important for us. Delta Q first. Let us take in this order Q, Q, W. So delta Q, if you see, it is taken as positive. When means when heat is supplied to the system. When heat is given to the thermodynamic system, we take delta Q as positive. Why means delta Q is nothing but Q final minus Q initial. So initially some heat is there, you are giving some heat to the system, so that delta Q, if you observe, so Q final is greater than Q initial and delta Q is positive whenever heat is supplied to the system. The same way, when heat is extracted from the system, delta Q is taken as negative sign. When heat is extracted, when heat extracted, final heat less than initial heat, so that delta Q is negative. Similarly, let us take delta U, internal energy. So until it is specified that that is a real gas, we assume that that is ideal gas. For ideal gas, we know that internal energy is kinetic energy, potential energy is 0. So that delta U is, when you take it as positive, means kinetic energy is positive. If kinetic energy positive means temperature is given. Temperature is positive in the sense the temperature is given to the system. The temperature increased in the system. If temperature increased, what happens? A temperature increment we are taking as change in the internal energy is positive direction. We can say when temperature increases, it is taken as negative, obviously, when temperature decreases, temperature decreases means kinetic energy decreases. Kinetic energy is nothing but internal kinetic energy here. that is decreasing. That's why negative direction we are taking. Similarly, delta W, change in work done. When it is taken as positive means, we know that work done is equal to pressure into change in volume. That means work done is proportional to V final minus V initial. So when volume increases, already here, if volume increases, V final greater than V initial, that means delta V is positive. When volume increases, we call it as expansion. So during the expansion, we take that work done is positive. When work done is positive, we are taking means expansion occurs. Our volume increases. In the reverse way, we take work done as negative. So it is a compression. Volume decreases. That means here work done, when volume increases means work done by system. Work done by system here. Whereas volume decreases means some force is applied on the piston to decrease the volume, so that we can say that work done on the system. External work is done on the system. We can easily remember the sign convention like this. But here one point I want to conclude is finally, first law of thermodynamics statement, delta Q is equal to delta U plus delta W. Delta Q is a path function. Delta W is also path function. This is just you can say point function or state variable we can take, depending upon state of the system. So one thing is, a gas in a given system or a gas in a given state has certain amount of energy. If I say this statement, that is meaningful. Whereas same statement, if it is having certain amount of heat, if we say, or certain amount of work, if I say, that is not meaningful. So these two statements are meaningless. First statement, correct, meaningful. Second and third statements are meaningless statements. So for a gas in a given state, it is having certain amount of heat, we should never say. It has certain amount of work also, we should never say. Of course, heat and work both are kind of energies only. But the way how to use the terminology, we should be familiar. The difference clearly I have explained. That is what we should remember here. Finally, I am concluding this video here. The next video, I want to discuss about the PV diagram in detail. A lot of discussion needed about the PV diagrams or indicator diagrams. Fine. Thank you.